Greetings to you all. Saints, I bid you shalom. I'm broadcasting from a dark place because this is what Guyana looks like. This is what our nation looks like to Yahweh himself. Guyana is dark. And here you have somebody coming. I told you all that I was waiting patiently for these pastors. Patiently for y'all. Hope is rising. I do not do subliminal message. I do not speak to people subliminally. I would never, ever practice that. I'm a grown man, 51 years old, so I don't have time for nonsense and say these. I'm speaking directly to what it is. Hope is rising. At the National Control Center. Booked for 24 hours. Because hope is rising. They gather the cultural center, and that is supposed to address the level of injustice that we're seeing meted out to us by the People's Pathetic Party. Thank you for the feedback, Javon. I'm broadcasting from a dark place because a country has to be in excessive darkness for fathers and mothers to believe that gathering at the National Cultural Center to pray would fix the fact that Nurse King tonight is deemed a terrorist. A terrorist. A young lady, a young mother is deemed a terrorist by the Guyana state for having a conversation according to what they've said in private that someone chose to record. Not a voice note. Having a private conversation in this country that was somehow leaked to the public. That person is called a terrorist. And they gathered at the National Cultural Center to pray. And they can gather at the National Cultural Center to pray. Prophets, y'all call yourself. Apostles, you call pastors and all y'all. When Yahweh has said to stand against oppressors. Adriana Young's family are yet to have one charge laid against anybody for the abduction of their daughter, for their subsequent killing of that child, and then putting her into a pool. And what do we receive? Prayer meeting and cultural center. Because you're afraid. Y'all are afraid to stand. You are fearful of your finale. You're fearful of what because that behavior you're seeing here is what you call state terrorism. Hope is rising. Where is this hope coming from? Where is this hope coming from? Where? That is why I tell you all that I'm not Christian. Yahweh has never called me Christian. Christian was actually a derogatory term used, or Christos. Christos, they did Christos once. Why did they say that? Why? They were being derogatory. Yeah, there's one of them who hook up with this, who's with this Messiah. That's what they're saying. It was never complimentary. Yahweh has never described the saints as Christian. And you all have gathered. I'm broadcasting from a dark place. Our country is in darkness, and I want all of you to see what this charade, this party, this game is all about. So when the question is asked, what has the church done? They tell you we got together at the culture center and we prayed. While A young mother is sent to prison tonight, remanded to jail, having 2 little children, and most her mother passed away, and she's the legal guardian of her 2 siblings, 13 and 11-year-old. This girl, her siblings now have no one to take care of them in reference to their immediate guardian. And the church at Culture Center praying. Because police want to arrest you if you pray at Culture Center. If Finale isn't bothered by your being a Culture Center because you are no threat to his comfort. If Finale has no concern, you'll pray all you want. Because you're not calling out the wickedness. Now, Adriana Young's father has come to the fore to say that they now want to suggest that the grandmother would have been negligent. And the church is going to Culture Center. You all sat with Finale today. Huh? That's all. You have no shame. You're a disgraceful set of people. A man who sat and lied to this nation, lied to the world, that pathologists told him or reported and concluded that Adriana was not put into the pool. Lied, blatantly lied. And Yahweh hates a lying tongue. But you guys in the Culture Center to pray? Pray and say what? Yahweh hates injustice. And any church, any group of churches who would gather and not call out injustice, he hates you. You are already deceiving people, taking their money and calling it tithe, when scripture records in Deuteronomy 14 that you must eat the tithe. And if you have to go to that city, the tithe is too heavy for you to carry because it's food stuff you're carrying, convert it to money. When you get to the other city, buy back the food and eat and drink with your family. Liars! That's why I could get along so well with Faith and Ali, because you're no different from one another. How could you say that a young lady who's recorded secretly, covertly, unbeknownst to her, if that's the person, making a statement, her view on what happened, claiming to be in the room, and that makes her a terrorist? And you pastors cannot be found? You're a disgrace. You have no conscience. I am in a dark place. There's no blackout here. I turn off the light in the vehicle because I don't want you to see my face. This country is in a very dark place. You don't want nobody to see me tonight. Not right now. I deliberately have the light off because we're in a dark place. Everybody, every other person in this country is a terrorist. So we're being rendered, or Nusking is being seen as somebody who is equivalent to Osama bin Laden. She's the same as those who would blow up planes. That's what you looking at the young lady and say, you are just the same as Osama bin Laden. You are just the same as those who would have blown up aircrafts. Guyana air disaster and these things where Guyanese died in it. You are just like those people. And what do the pastors do? Go to the church and pray. Go to culture center. Go to the culture center and pray instead of coming to the streets to say, we are standing for justice for this girl and for every other Guyanese. You're going to culture center. Going to culture center. Y'all are a disgraceful set of people. You're going to sit with Irfan Ali and smiling all the time like a set of hyenas? We are in a dark place, Guyana. I have turned the light off. There's no blackout. I have turned the light off in my vehicle. You must not see my face tonight. Hear my voice. We are in a dark place. And all you all want to be nice with the Jesus preachers. Read. The writing is on the wall. The writing is on the wall. Who stands for justice? Who is afraid? You all have faith. I'm speaking to the faith of fearful men. The faith of fearful men and women would carry them to the culture center to hide from persecution. A pandit has reportedly raped a 13-year-old girl. Let's talk Christians. Let's talk y'all Christian. I know Christian. A pandit in quarantine has reportedly raped a January 11. He has reportedly raped a 13-year-old girl. Gave her beer to drink, according to the report, and raped the child. He was put on a $100,000 bail, $500 bail. He stopped there. Instead of falling on his knees and begging for mercy, he decided that he would share, according to the report, the video of him raping a child. And what did they give him? $30,000 bail for that. So imagine you could rape somebody's child and you get $100,000 Guyana dollars bail. And if you share the video in a group, you only get $30,000 bail. But other people who call terrorists are given $500,000 bail. Others are remanded to jail as terrorists. No bail. And a pandit could rape a 13-year-old girl, according to the report, and get $100,000 bail. And you all meet with Ali and go to the culture center to pray. I call on the GPSU. I call on the Guyana Public Service Union. You better go on strike by tomorrow. Every nurse should put your tools down and walk out tomorrow. You see, I tell public servants, I tell your public servants, you are the game changer in this country. If you can't shut this country down tomorrow, I don't know what to say about y'all. I might as well buy a ticket and go somewhere else to live. If y'all cannot see the gross level of injustice and tyranny, I need to find somewhere else to live. Because if a pandit could have reportedly raped a young girl and get a 13-year-old, 13 years old, and he could get $100,000 bail, and for showing the video or the footage or whatever it is of him raping a child, he could get $30,000 bail. But a Guyanese who burnt a tire on the road is on remand and being called a terrorist, and y'all would not shut this country down tomorrow. Something with y'all with y'all. Not tomorrow. Tomorrow is Saturday. From Monday, I'm giving y'all 2 days. From Monday, Guyana needs to be on shutdown. Don't go to work. I call on the Guyana Public Service Union. Show us what you made of Patrick Yard. Show us, Patrick Yard. Show us. Show us. Guyana Teachers Union, show us what you're made of. This country has to be at a standstill right now. This is the limit. We are in a dark place. We are in a dark place. Mandel stood publicly and told the girl's mother, according to what the mother said, and we saw it. Go home. Look at that footage. Look at that footage. Come, let me show you. He lied. And he is at home on leave. Paid. Aubrey Norton, the official leader of the opposition, to hell with Granger. Granger can put it to the parliament. Do what he wants. Guyana right now is I don't know what else we could do. I don't know how much lower we can go. Nurses, defend your colleague. This is madness. This is insanity. This is craziness. And what do the pastors do? May I inform you that Christianity by religion represents or accounts for 55% of Guyana's population. Christianity, according to religious conviction, when you take a box, what are you, Hindu, Muslim, Christian? Christians account for 55% of Guyana's population. And yet look at y'all like a set of chickens in Culture Center. If y'all call out all the members of your churches and go on the street, you'll have more than 400,000 people on the road in Guyana. And you chickens go on the Culture Center. As of Monday, I am taking note. I am taking note of who decide to stand, because this is the limit. This young nursing assistant you say she is, has been recorded, and who told the person, I hope you're not recording me. And he said, no, I'm not recording you. Fine. It proved that he was. That information was leaked. And the police could arrest that girl and call her a terrorist. What did she do to terrorize the nation? Y'all are weak pastors. Y'all are a disgraceful bunch. I wonder if a man come in your house and rape you if you fall inside ba 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 she ba 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 ba. You'll do that? If a man comes, if that pandit, according to the report, was raping your daughter, you're gonna go and pray? Ba 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 ba. Huh? Don't give these pastors any money Sunday or tomorrow. Give them nothing. Stop giving these creatures your money. They are criminals. They're robbers. They're thieves with no conscience. When Yeshua HaMashiach saw that people were in front of the temple selling and exchanging money, selling turtle doves and goats and all that, and he noticed that there were people who were lame, people who were sick, people who were blind, right outside there, he took a cord from his waist and started beating them in the temple. Throw the tables over and said, my temple must be a house of prayer, but you've made it a den of thieves. He didn't go and pray. He beat them because they were unjust. Y'all wicked set of demons. Top, are you going to pray when you see such injustice? Adriana's father is calling for help because the police want to spin this on his family and say, it's your responsibility for this girl then. And you're quiet. The UK, the United Kingdom assigned £750. Exxon, look, y'all take this money. And not Exxon, GCOM, look, take the money to help you with election service crap. Huh? But the UK couldn't say anything, Adriana, until the day, the 5th of May, when they said, okay, we bury her today, or we up. Guyana, you're a disgraceful set of people. Somebody says spiritual warfare. There's nothing called spiritual warfare where there's injustice, madam. I know the pastors teach you all kind of strange stuff. There's nothing called spiritual. It is a weak cup of nonsense. And I'll address that because I know they want to spin that and give it to you all. So let me help you. When the scripture records that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, who was he talking to? Who was the we? We who? Saints don't wrestle with anybody. It was about where the enemy was seeking to attack the apostles of Yeshua, not church members. So instead of taking up your souls to fight against these people, he was saying, we don't do that. It was about the gospel being hindered. One said to mix up false, stupid doctrines and throw on a pit, and y'all can't stand for anybody. Huh? Let your voices be heard, Guyana. On Monday, we have to meet in Georgetown. On Monday, midday, 12 o'clock. Let's meet in Georgetown. Monday morning, whatever time it is. I live in Linden. Meet in Georgetown. We have to stand as a collective body. This is protest. First, we demonstrate. That is the right term. You demonstrate by standing. Protest when you just respond spontaneously, generally, to things that bother you. This requires protest, where nurses and doctors put everything and walk outside and say, I'm not taking this nonsense anymore. Enough is enough. Oh my God, man. This young, Tiana King, whatever her name is, this young nurse lady, Her mother died, leaving 2 siblings behind. She is the legal guardian of a 13-year-old girl and a 9 or 11-year-old. She has 2 other children of her own. And y'all call this a terrorist? For having a private conversation leaked? Further, we rest not against flesh and blood. Let me address y'all. When Shaul, who wrote that statement, when Shaul, his name is not Paul, when Shaul was arrested for preaching the gospel, he didn't say, let's pray. He said, I appeal to Caesar, for I'm a Roman citizen. You can't just hit me like that. And he appealed, he said, take me before Caesar, who's the king. Let me talk to him. So there was no ba 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 ba. Guyana's issue is not spiritual, it is criminal. I need to know the difference. There's nobody stopping you from preaching the gospel in Guyana. So it's not no spiritual warfare. Stop the foolishness. Nobody in this country is being stopped from preaching the gospel. Your issue is not spiritual, it's criminal. You are led by a clan of criminals. There's a criminal empire in your country. We're in a dark place. I turn off all the lights. Nobody must see my face tonight. You do not have a spiritual problem. It is a criminal state. There's a criminal empire before your eyes. And your pastors, apostles, prophetess are afraid of them. You mean to tell me nobody's arrested for killing this girl? But we must sing the song they said to sing. That's dictatorship. Oh, Granger and dictator. No. We see dictatorship now. Granger never did this. But I told you, David Granger, I warned you in 2016. I warned you in March of 2016 that if you don't bring these men to justice, you'll see trouble. And you'll cause, because you didn't bring that girl to justice. We are in a dark place. Can you imagine? Can you all think about it, please, and ponder on the fact that your child could be raped and the man who raped her gets $100,000 bail. And if he shared sexual photographs or images or videos of the act of raping your child, he gets $30,000 bail. But if you get mad because you rape your daughter and you go on the road and burn tire and light wood, and it says you're a terrorist, you go to jail and you are facing a death penalty for burning a tire on the road. Guyanese, you have to do better than this. You have to do better than this, for heaven's sake. For the sake of your children. You who are afraid, you all who are afraid, please understand that your daughter tonight could be captured from you, abducted by a rich man. And that rich man, because he's connected to the PVP, could kill your child. And if he has police connections, they could tell you that you are at fault. I want you all to think about this. Think about this. Think about it. Think about it. Think about the fact that your son could be murdered by a police officer. And they write some statement and say, okay, then that's it. He was running, he was armed, and he fired a shot, we shot back at him. That's it. Or he wasn't even armed. He was wanted for rape. You could share. Man, listen here. I've realized Guyana has become a different place a long time ago. And I've been warning you all a long time ago. We are so different that this is about a class system, not race, not ethnicity. This is about a class system where if you have money, you are protected by those who have money. You are in a class struggle. not an ethnic struggle. Every teacher, for heaven's sake, you teach children. A man is accused of raping a little girl and then sharing the images of videos or whatever of that act. And he's out on bail. But a nurse who's recorded privately is being called a terrorist and now go to school and act as if Guyana is normal? Have you lost touch with humanity? Have you lost a sense of who you are as a people? You don't know yourselves anymore? Hell, you tell me about prayer? Praying at culture center? That should solve the problem? We are in a dark place. If pastors would go to the culture center and think that what they say in the culture center fixes the problem in Guyana, you're afraid. Vibes Cartel is coming here being brought by friends of the PPP. And Vibes Cartel may sing a song at the stadium every concert being held. Got your pussy good like Jesus. And I'll say it because one of you pastors hear me. Cartel could say, your pussy good like Jesus. And y'all got culture to pray. And you sat with Ali today. Because you don't understand what's happening in your country. He could disrespect your Jesus. But you could go culture center to pray because you're scared. If you are afraid, say it. But do not lead people in this country in further deception to suggest that you pray when you should stand for justice. No school, no business. Shut the whole country down if you all understand tonight that you are faced with terrorism from the arms of the state. This is state-sponsored or statewide terrorism. You want to send your children to school? Just know that a person may capture your daughter and rape her, and because of connections, you get bailed. And if you go to the right side again and you say, well, I'm not getting justice for my child, I'm going to protest, and you burn a tire, and it says you're a terrorist. And you're going to go and face a death sentence. And you have to face $500,000 fine. Just know that. If you are of the view that your daughter is not getting justice or you're not getting justice for your daughter, okay? And you decide to say no justice, no peace, and it says you're a terrorist. Because people are in jail, people are before the court for saying no justice, no peace. So when you say that the justice system has failed you, so you cannot be at peace, and that amounts to terrorism. Please take note of the fact that a medical examiner could examine your child if your child is murdered, if your child is raped, and your child is killed. And if the person is rich enough and has connections to the PPP, that you can have. Days go by and there's no pathologist report given. You don't see it. Your lawyer doesn't see it. Nobody sees it. But if Finale could sit in front of the nation and read it and tell you what nobody else has said. Only he said it. This is your reality. And you could play around with these people. You could play around with these people. I am here to declare to you, as Yahweh lives, anybody who votes for the PPP as is, you are equivalent to what they are. You're no different. Anybody who votes for the People's Pathetic Party as it is today, you are no different from what they represent. And all Guyanese must see you differently. I call on Guyanese to go through Facebook, go through social media, search to see which business places, which private sector entities are speaking up for justice for Adriana and others. And if they don't speak up for it, boycott them. Spread this message far and wide. We're starting a nationwide boycott from tomorrow. When we search Facebook, when we search Instagram, when we search social media platforms, and we don't see that you are speaking up for justice for Adriana, justice for Cleon Fortuné, justice for those, justice for Nurse King. If you don't speak for justice for Guyanese people, we are going to boycott your business. We don't have to watch any movie. We have to go to any mall. We have to buy ice cream. Whatever it is, this is about survival in this country right now. You'd better survive. You'd better learn to survive. Like some are seeing, we are going to start a nationwide boycott. We're going to fight you all differently. We ain't right now find your guns because you never had guns in the street. You still shot and kill us. You took our state sponsor, our state purchased weapons. We bought it with our taxpayers' money. And you took those guns that we bought to protect us and shot and kill us in the street. 4 so far within 1 month. And any businessman who has not condemned this, we're going to boycott your business. Go to those who you know, tell you that they support justice, they stand for justice. Anybody who hasn't spoken for justice, boycott their business. We're not supporting y'all. We'll buy only what we need and nothing else. And once we stock up our house, we don't want nothing from y'all anymore. We're not going to any entertainment place. We don't want to be entertained. We'll boycott Vibes Cartel concert. Boycott! Because they're friends of the PVP who want to disrespect you and they don't want to talk. Boycott Cartel concert. It must flop. Don't go to any church tomorrow. And Sunday don't go anywhere because these pastors have no shame. But some of y'all too scared to do that. Leave these men alone. In the midst of such injustice, they gone to send us about praying. Boycott the churches. Sunday must have the lowest turnout. That pastor and the family alone sit in the church. Don't go anywhere. They're wicked people. Do not go to any church with these people. Join me online. Or join some preacher online. Don't go anywhere with these people. Don't go to their churches. They couldn't stand up for an 11-year-old girl being murdered. Don't go anywhere. Not one, not a single person has been charged in the death of Adriana. And because of Adriana, Guyana's got the most terrorists in the Caribbean. Within 2 weeks, within a week, according to Anil Nandalal, we have produced, based on what he's saying, more terrorists than maybe the US and all. I'm asking the USA to watch Guyana closely because we're producing terrorists by the day. Y'all don't come here because you're a nation who's producing only terrorists all the time. No other Caribbean territory now has more terrorists than Guyana. Guyana has got the most terrorists across the Caribbean region, maybe across Latin America. And Anil is boasting that the Caribbean is behind us. I call on legislators, you from the House of Assembly. I call on all parliamentarians who prepare to stand. Come out on Monday. Take a public stance. You represent the law. And they're not using the law for it should be used. All, Aubrey Norton, every member of parliament should come out and stand. This thing, terrorism story, was never meant for people about on any road. The general definition of terrorism is not someone who responds to a child being murdered and the police doing nothing about it. That is not what makes one a terrorist. It is normally found in one who has a political conviction. So a political group is formed and say we're going to overthrow Ali and we're going to start terrorize the whole nation. That's terrorism. Or a religious group form and say, okay then, if you're not coming to this faith, we shouldn't kill you. And they start blowing up things. That's terrorism. But you've got people being, I'm telling you Guyanese people, I'm telling you all tonight, if you light a tire on the road tonight in protest, according to the Anil Nandalal, you could be called a terrorist. According to what the police are doing, you could be called a terrorist. Do you understand how dangerous this is for our country? Huh? If you have a private conversation in your home now, and I come to your window, and I hear you saying, boy, I believe that they drowned the girl. And I believe when the postmortem was had, I could see that the girl, I could believe that the girl was raped by somebody. You in your house, and I come by your window, and I record what you're saying. Then I post it to Facebook. According to this behavior here, you'll be called a terrorist. You're talking in privacy. So in Guyana, you don't even have a right. You don't even have the right to speak in the privacy of your home or in the confines of a car. You don't have the right to say anything negative about anybody in a private conversation, or you call a terrorist. Well, I have never seen anybody try so hard to protect anyone like this situation here. Whatever secret a man may have for some people in the PVP is not easy secrets, because I don't know what could cause anybody to go to this extent to protect anybody. Jermaine Figueroa, you are the legislative officer for Region 10. You said that there is no cause with Keon Fajane. There's no cause with Ronaldo Peters for national rebellion. Is there cause now, Jermaine Figueroa? I have not seen one piece from you regarding this girl who was recorded privately. Privately. And now she's called a terrorist for what she said privately, according to what it said. You don't see that as a problem? Lord help us. Vote, listen to me. We have to vote all out who have not stood up. Vote them out if they didn't stand up. Whoever did not stand up now, vote them out. There's no party anymore. We done with this party business with y'all, and I'm a diehard and a diehard. You have to be kidding me. You have to be joking. Y'all can't be serious. Guyana, you are in darkness. Maybe GPL was giving y'all a sign all the time. GPL may be talking to y'all all the time. When the light keep cutting off, they may be sending y'all a warning all the time. You are in darkness. Our nation is under dark cloud. Guyana is in darkness. This country is in darkness. When people who should stand for justice are being quiet and they are smiling in the face of a man who has lighted an entire nation, a man who's not yet stood to say that he's going to ensure and mean it that A, the pathologists who did the autopsy, they will talk to you all themselves. Have a press conference. These men are back in the US. One is back in Barbados, and they've not had a press conference yet. But I always ask y'all, if Adriana was one of Barrett Jagdeo's daughter, if Adriana was one of Barrett Jagdeo's daughter, and she just went missing for 5 minutes, or 10, or 20, or 25 minutes, do y'all believe that Barrett would have been the nice cat y'all see, as some of y'all think he is, on Thursday? Huh? Do you know to what extent he would have gone to deal with that fella from Dede Hotel? You praying? Huh? You praying? Well, let me help you while you're praying. Pray and ask your God, not Yahweh, because you don't believe in Yahweh. You can never believe in Yahweh and be so weak and scared. You go and pray to your God and ask your God, when When have you ever had sniffer dogs brought to a place if a child is in the pool? All them old movies you watch, all these movies you watch, when somebody wants to escape from the bloodhounds, who are the best in reference to scent trails, they run over water. Because dogs lose scent in water, especially moving water. Dogs lose the scent in water. And you telling me that Vinay Prasad said we bring the sniffer dogs and the girl was in the pool? Seriously, in the pool we bring sniffer dogs for? So Marcia has helped us, Marcia Collins, defining terrorism, an act or omission committed for a political, religious, or ideological purpose, with the intention of intimidating the public or compelling a government to act if it causes specific serious harm. This includes offenses like causing death or serious bodily harm, endangering life, or causing substantial property damage. That's terrorism. Burning a tire in Guyana, according to Anil Nandlal, makes you a terrorist. Miss King, indeed, shall become one of the wealthy in Guyana, because she'll win any case at the CCJ. Well, the CCJ is a waste of time. She'll win her case. And I hope that she sues the state. Well, Anil, not the state. You can't sue the state. Sue Anil Nandlal. Sue Clifton Hicken, Guyana Police Force. Sue every manjack. Sue them for at least $500 million Guyana dollars. At least $500 million. You have 2 siblings and 2 children, and they took you away from them. They call you a terrorist. People stood around the pool. People went into a pool at Day's Doubleday Hotel. People dove. The persons have dived. Dove and searched for someone in a small pool. The pool is not even 25 meters or 50 meters long. In a small area. Nobody saw this girl. Critic went and said the pool is obviously clear, so there's no need to search for anybody. Nobody saw this girl. Policemen of high rank were on the scene, walking around, and nobody saw this girl in the pool. Not a soul. And then next morning somebody tells us to believe that a human being can drown, and within a few hours, less than a day, they can float up with their feet down and their head up. Well, I've never ever heard of that. Never in my born days. We're not waiting for election to cause change. We're going to stand on the road, we're going to protest, and the PPP shall be made to respect us as Guyanese. There's no election here, because if they could do this to you now, think about because they have to try to get back into power. Not by being voted in. If they could do this to us now, think about what they'll do to get power in an election. Brothers and sisters, Guyana is in a dark place. And the chickens have gone to the cultural center. The chickens have gone to the cultural center to pray for Guyana. The weaklings, the disgraceful, shameless bunch have gone to the cultural center to pray for Guyana. I don't respect any one of y'all. I respect no preacher, none, who cannot stand for justice. You're weak and you're shameless. You're a disgraceful set of people. I have no respect for any one of y'all. I don't even know who y'all call your members. I don't know people in the church could even listen to you speak one word when you're so weak. All kinds of theatrics. It's a show. Just a show. Raise a hand and make noise and stuff like that because you're protected by 4 walls. Have the keyboard play some music and you're protected. The drummer hits the cymbals. Shh. What do you mean when you play keyboard and music and bass? Oh yes, I feel anointing. No, you feel music. You feel a sensation in response to music. Let us cooperate for Guyana. Wayne is asking me if you can join the broadcast. Let me see. All right. I'm adding you in.
My brother, good night.
Good night. Good night, brother.
Blessings. I'm sure if you look and see some of my postings, I've been calling out these Christians forever because our people are under oppression, serious oppression. People have even called me to ask me if I'm atheist because I'm calling out the Christians.
Wow.
Yes. It's like the Muslims, I'm going to say this, the Muslims leave their shoe at the mosque, at the door of the mosque. It seems as
The
though
door, correct.
the Christians leave their brains at the door. Because when you get into church, it's like you can't question authority. You're not supposed to question. Our people are under serious oppression. In the civil rights time, before the churches over here became pimping churches, right? The churches were out there boisterous and their voice were being
Of
heard
course.
about the
Indeed
wrongs
so.
that have been happening to our people over here. In South Africa, Bishop Desmond Tutu out there
Correct.
fighting, making noise at every opportunity he has. But we are wrong. In Guyana there, they cannot. If they only, if anyone only says something to them, oh, you are a antichrist, you are atheist, you are this and you are that, you're not a Christian. Who am I? I gotta question you supposed to be the gatekeeper of those people home there who are going through oppression, bro. Where's the moral goddamn courage?
Right. Right.
And the same
Gone.
Bible they read, I read. You know? And that
Fearful
is the
people, man.
yes, they're weak. And I always say it. When they say, oh, we're gonna pray and we leave it to God, right? That's laziness. They go
Exactly.
to they go to church to give their offering and wait for something in the sky, a kingdom in the sky, to go there after they die. While the pastors are driving fancy cars on the streets, living in the best of houses when those brothers could go and find a job. And I'm going to say to people, I'm going to go back to church when my offering, 90% of that offering is being given to the people on the streets, the sisters and the brothers in the church that can't pay the like bill or rent or buy food, but they come in to bring the last offering. They are hoping to get something. After being sold dreams, we gotta stop, bro. The church, you have to stop.
Thank
You're
you.
there to stand for the people. And don't ask me about the mosque and the temple because I'm going to say this. In the mosque and the temple, when they finish praying, they come outside or stay right inside and discuss politics and
That's true.
economics. Politics and economics, and they network. That is what they do. What we do after church, we run home and we drink soup on that Sunday and we wait for the next Sunday to go back to church and sit down and listen the same thing we heard last year.
Yeah. I'm grateful.
Yes,
Thank you so much.
yes,
Appreciate
my
it,
brother.
brother.
That's all I needed to
Thank
say.
you. Thank you. But thank you. Appreciate the contribution for sure. All right. Thank you so much. Guyanese brothers and sisters, you've heard it from another Guyanese, and I'm happy he spoke to me from a dark place. We don't want any light tonight. No light. No light. We are in a dark place. This is the limit for me today. When pastors and others could get together and go to the cultural center, huh? On top of you're going to pray at the cultural center, you'll have no decency. Your moral compass has been destroyed. When Jagdeo could sit yesterday and disrespect an attorney in Dr. Todd, in Dexter Todd, one of the most highly qualified attorneys in the Caribbean, and Jagdeo could disrespect a man and come be that jokey attorney or whatever it is, all because the man has them in a corner saying, no, we demand answers. We have to get answers. Who is investigating this crime? Are you treating it as a homicide? And Dr. Todd said it. He's of the view that it is murder. It is a homicide. Oh, who are you to question three pathologists? We haven't seen any report from any one of them. There is no report published. And what the police gave us would have been explanations based on what they claim to be report. They haven't sent any report. We have seen no signed document from anybody. These weak, I told you, most people you see go and talk about preachers, they can't work anywhere else. They cannot work anywhere else. We're in a dark place. Let me see if I can get my brother to talk to me without light. Apostle Thomas, turn off your light and see if I can talk to you. I want them to see. I'm not I didn't even ask you to you tonight. We are in a dark place. I don't know if I get him on. I'm just trying. We are in a dark place. I thought you going to culture center to pray. My God, Guyana. Trying to see if we can add my brother. Because he's not afraid to say what he has to say. No one has been charged, not even charged, for abducting Adriana. Because they want to give us the narrative that this girl was always in the pool. Guyanese, hear me. They want to give a story that the girl was always in the pool. That's the story they want to give you. So you all don't have eyes. And whoever was diving in that pool, searching in that little area, not an Olympic-sized pool, didn't have eyes to see any either. Clear chlorine water. Couldn't see. Then they lied again and said that her body was in an advanced state of decomposition, so they couldn't tell us the time of death. Imagine, they could tell you, pay attention. If Fanali sat there before the nation said, based on the state of decomposition, the time of death could not be given. Really? Really? And you're going to say, you're going to pray? All your big screens, projectors, jumbotrons, and all that behind you, sound system, smoke, because the Holy Spirit will not show up to y'all. The Ruach HaKodesh of Yahweh will never show up to y'all. So you have to have smoke, stream, fog machines, mimicking glory, mimicking the glory of Yahweh in the presence of Yahweh. Because if Yahweh comes to Kurdistan, he kill every last one of y'all. If Yahweh, the God of heaven, shows up in the Kurdistan tonight, he will kill every last one of y'all. Because first of all, you're lying. I said that he called his son Jesus when he never did. If Ali said they couldn't give the time of death, but we have not heard from any pathologist. Guyanese on Monday, we have to unite. I don't care about PNC, PVP, APNU. I don't care what group you're from. I'm calling for there to be unity. Since with Melissa's story, Melly Mel's story, I told y'all, this is time for us to coalesce. The word's not collate. To coalesce. Let us get together. Let us unite. Let us stand together. The People's Progressive Party, the People's Pathetic Party has become a group of terrorists. It is obvious. For them to be able to do this to Guyanese. This is terrorism. And we're not going to have it. Because terrorists can only succeed if you're frightened. If you're scared. Years ago, thank you, Giovanni, I told y'all that the Jesus churches were neutralized. Y'all thought I was kidding. Y'all get mad. Oh, down the Antichrist. I told you that. I said to the churches in this country, your preachers are neutralized. The sodomites started it. When the sodomites said, if you only talk about homosexuality, we said you're preaching hate. Shut them down. because he spin the word and said, then you all say Jesus love everybody, so he could tell us he hates us. Boom, done with them. Shut them down. Then came the political tactic. Appoint this one to some board. Appoint another one to some other board. Give this one some big bug position. Oh my God. I'm now the chairman of the board of something. I'm now the head of the board of Central Housing Planning Authority. I'm a big boy. Give them political or state power. Done with them. Not me. I am an apostle of the Lord Yeshua HaMashiach, Yeshua the Messiah. You can't buy me. I am not for sale. You can't buy my conscience, neither can you buy my courage. I am not afraid of any one of y'all. You better fear me. For when Yahweh decided to fight for me, he'd fight for me for real. People of this nation, Monday, I call on every union to stand and get Guyana back. We have to reclaim our land. I don't know so many union leaders are afraid. Oh, I can't tell it, but you are a union. My God, you are a union. A nursing assistant has not been captured by the state and me call a terrorist having a private conversation. What else you want to see? Why am I crying aloud? Why am I bellowing this sound? Because I'm telling you all, the day a servant of Yahweh stops speaking is when the wrath of Yahweh is really engaged. I'm talking to you all the time because I'm trying to give you hope and a chance. For he will judge those of you who are quiet in the face of injustice. So don't think you'll escape. In the face of injustice, when you had a voice to speak, you didn't speak, he will judge you too, as if you're guilty. He said in the book, if a man puts his child to molest, to be burnt, and you don't deal with him, he said, I'll turn against you and your whole family. So when I start visiting your house, don't holler. And don't call me for prayer. Don't call me for prayer. I am calling. I am calling on every union of merit in this country. It is time for there to be a massive industrial action taken against these people. I'm calling for there to be a massive industrial action. Those of us who private employees and employers, we are not working on Monday. Lie after lie. And then when you want to you call us terrorists, when you want to stand for something, you want to terrorize us, we're not afraid of y'all. I call on every Guyanese on Monday, shut this whole country down. Don't go anywhere. Stay in your house. Black out. Black everything. Don't go anywhere. We don't want to be entertaining anymore and stuff. Stay home. Let the supporters of the PPP go and support their businessmen. We have to unite. I have laid down all of my issues with PNC and AFC and all that. I have put it all down. As long as they prepare to step up to the plate and fight for Guyana's rescuing or restoration, I am with you. This is patriotism here. This is patriotism. Do you love your country enough to put everything down and say, let's get Guyana back on track? This has never happened under Burnham. This has never happened under Fox Burnham. Never. Hate him all you want. Burnham never called Guyanese terrorists, as far as I'm aware, for burning a tire on the road. Venezuela is breathing down our necks. And instead of finally building patriotism in Guyanese people, building love of our country, you calling us terrorists, calling a little nurse girl, that little frailty young lady terrorist because somebody called her privately saying something. What is wrong with you, Irfan? What is really wrong with you? I call on all political leaders, put the differences down. Let us stand united in this country. You're picking and choosing who must be arrested. Huh? You picking and choosing who must be arrested. Don't you see where your country's headed? Do you not see where Guyana is headed? Is it not obviously where we're headed? Do you want us to go deeper down in this? Shut everything down on Monday. We need to be at peace in our country. We're not at peace right now. We're being threatened by the state. Our freedom of speech is threatened. Even our privacy is threatened. When the law, the constitution states that I have a right to enjoy privacy. You're not supposed to invade my privacy as a Guyanese person. The people they're breaking every single law. A vehicle light in my eye. I don't want to see my face tonight. They're breaking every single law. Every law. When you arrest me, you've taken away my freedom to move. I beg of you, Guyanese. I beg of you, rescue this nation from the hands of oppressors. Trump is meeting tyranny on his people, which is why now they won't talk to Guyana. It is ICE business. Everybody don't grab and throw, kick out, and the judge said, man, he can't do that. He don't care about any judge. Trump and Jagdeo or Irfan are operating alike. They don't care about any law right now. Do whatever you want. That's the kind of country we're in. And pastors who supposed to be men, supposed to be men and women who could speak the righteousness, you're scared. I have a son. We have daughters. What if your child leave your home today and some rich man's son decide to rape her and murder her in some bush? His father could call, make a call. Hey, boss, I in trouble, you know. I know my son. I talk by this, some shit. They say, and then the boss pick a call to police. Hey, listen, leave the man alone. That's one of our biggest donors here. They give a lot of money to the party, so you gotta do something. Tell one of your boys to get to the file. That's our reality now in Guyana. Where the big boys can have conversation, as it calls them big boys, big women have conversations, and our children can be killed, and nothing comes out of it. Guyana on Monday. Guyana on Monday. On Monday, they shut every single thing down. On Monday, shut it down. It can't get worse than this if you stand up now, but it will get a lot worse. I told you, I warned you all before. I warned you. Over Ali say, oh, they got false prophets and false prophet now. I warned you all. Your pastors call me false prophet. How is it that everything is so true? I told you. With Adriana, I said, this is not over. I told her that. I said, this is going to become worse. I told you it. With Keon Fortuné, Ronaldo Peters, I said, this is not the end of it. It's going to get worse. Here comes an Adriana situation. I told you all as a nation, this will get worse. I told you it. This is not the end of it for y'all yet. You keep hiding and hiding in your house. The moment you display such cowardice, you'll see what happens in your country. That's why I keep standing up. Because there'll be a record of those. There'll be a record of those who stood when others sat in fear. Don't tell me I don't have the right to speak as a Guyanese. I don't have the right to speak privately. So if I'm in a truck tonight speaking quietly in my truck, and I say something you all don't like, I'm a terrorist, you have to be out of your mind. You have to be insane. You have to Guyana has got leaders now who've fallen into a state of insanity. You're being led by mad people. They are mentally deranged. So if I am in this truck tonight and I'm speaking privately to somebody, and the person is calling me and say, you know what? I was right in the room when they go to cut a girl open, boy, and I saw cut with a girl nose, and the person shared a broadcast and I'm not a terrorist. Hey, kid, what is wrong with you? What is really wrong with you? So there's a new law in Guyana. If you lie, you're a terrorist. Well, Irfan has to be one then, if that's the law. If the law says when you tell a lie, it affects people in the public, you're a terrorist, then we have to label our president as one, according to the reasoning here. I'm saying again, according to the reasoning at play. If you don't tell the truth and you affect somebody, you call terrorist. So based on what I saw, him saying that the pathologists have ruled out the girl being put in the pool, what is that? It's untrue. I'm calling on every Guyanese to take note. There is statewide terrorism. This is terrorism. This is tyranny. This is tyranny. This is tyranny. And may I share this with you all? When the PPP is voted out of the when they out, when the PPP is out, let me share this with you all. I can bet you my life that if 20% is done to them as what they do to us, you sure they'd be crying on the road and say, "Oh, they can't believe it. They'd be appealing to the ABCE nation." I promise you, because you'll see it. When they begin to see action, you'll watch how they cry and holler like me. I promise you, mark my word tonight. You're collected still. When the actions are being taken against them, you watch and see what they do. Guyanese, this whole country has to be shut down. Note I didn't say lockdown. Because if you say lock the country down, then they'd say that's the state of terrorism because nobody's free to move. I'm saying to shut it down means that you stop moving yourself. You choose to not go anywhere. You choose to stay home or you choose to go to road in protest. This is madness. This is absolute madness. Brothers and sisters, I thank you for your time. I'm going to talk.